Hello, and welcome to a new season of the official Memphis 9-0 NFC podcast. I'm your host, Pete Pranica. Throughout this USL Championship season, which begins for Memphis on March 9th at home against Las Vegas Lights, bringing you exclusive interviews from players and coaches and the latest news from the club and from USL Championship Soccer. Our first guest today will be the newly hired Chief Operating Officer of Memphis 9-0 NFC, Jay Mims. He is a Memphis native. Played the game, coached the game at the collegiate and USL League One levels at Union Omaha, and we're very excited to have him. He will talk about his goals for the season. He's, he has hit the ground running and has a lot of really good ideas that I know are going to resonate well with the Memphis community. So we'll have that conversation in a little bit. Now, for those of you who may be asking, why now? 901 FC would go ahead and hire a chief operating officer. It breaks down like this. Of course, 901 FC shares AutoZone Park with the Memphis Redbirds AAA Baseball. Both of those organizations are still feeling the financial after effects of the COVID pandemic. Also, AutoZone Park has long been considered one of the very best minor league ballparks in America. But it's aged a little bit, and it is in need of improvements and enhancements. The hope was that either the state of Tennessee or the city of Memphis would provide funds for those upgrades and enhancements to be activated. If you follow the political process in Memphis or in the state of Tennessee, you know that that did not happen. And so Craig Unger, president of both teams, who had been working tirelessly for both clubs, is going to focus right now more on the baseball side and certainly on the stadium side. And that really necessitated the hiring of someone to oversee soccer business operations, and that's why Jay Mims was hired. I've talked to a number of soccer-related people here in Memphis. Everybody says that Jay Mims is an absolute home run hire for Memphis 9-0 FC. And after a couple of conversations with him, I'm convinced as well that he is going to be of great benefit to 9-0 FC and to the Memphis soccer scene. The other thing, too, is that, and Jay alludes to this in our conversation, that there are going to be more soccer-specific hires to the organization. And I think it will mean nothing but good things for Memphis 9-0 FC. Before we get to the conversation with Jay Mims, just want to tell everybody, and Jay has worked tirelessly on this, is that the enhancement of the season ticket holder experience. There are some new benefits this year if you get Memphis 901 season tickets, one of which will be an exclusive season ticket member scarf. There's also a ticket exchange program, because not everybody can make every match. There'll be some concession credits and 2 exclusive ticket member events with players and coaches, and also priority ticketing for playoffs, the U.S. Open Cup matches, and if there are any exhibition matches that end up getting scheduled, season ticket holders would have priority for that. Now, if you don't have your season tickets and you want to get them, and you want to find out more, go to memphis901fc.com/2024-season-tickets, or you can call the ticket office at 901-721-6000, and they'll get you hooked up. So, on today's show, conversation with Jay Mims, and I'll also give you a very quick rundown of all the changes, because there have been some significant changes to the roster. So here's Jay Mims. Jay, you had a playing career and then a very successful run as coach at Creighton and then at Penn State and University of Nebraska Omaha. You've been with Real Salt Lake and Union Omaha in League One, where you did a fantastic job there. You're going from the soccer operations side now to the business side of running a USL championship club. So what's that transition been like?
Yeah, Pete, thank you. I've learned a ton, for sure. I try to get out there and listen to people. Every day, talking to someone different, and it's been fantastic reconnecting with some of the people here. I grew up here, and I'm a Memphian at heart, so I think it's been great. Listening to people and finding out every day. Supporters that have been here since day one when this club started in 2019, and I'm a competitive person, and I like challenges, and this is a challenge. It's a huge project. I think. Not unlike any other business, COVID really put a dent into the club here. And fast forward now 2 or 3 seasons, we're trying to get back to where we were before COVID. And so, for me, it's a great project to reconnect with people in here and basically how can we get this back on the business side to where it was pre-COVID. And for me, it starts with the community, and it starts with connecting to people and listening to people. And we have such a great story to tell, and it's been great being back here and being able to listen to people and share some stories.
We had a chance to visit a couple of weeks ago, and you were telling me about some of the things that you wanted to do, and it's a very, very long list. I know that you're trying to, jump in with both feet. The season is rapidly approaching. We're in the middle of preseason training. What are some of the things that are on your to-do list to engage with the community and fill AutoZone Park for what is going to be a really, really good USL Championship side?
Yeah, it's a great team. Coach has done a great job putting a great team together, and they were great last year. And so for me, it's, I think it starts with, hiring some people. We're able to hire, some soccer-only staff, and, we have, our first round here, 1 or 2 or 3, I think, people coming in the next couple of weeks. So I know the season starts in less than a month, so don't judge us here in the first couple of months. It's going to take some time, but I think first I'm excited to hire staff and hire good people. We want good people and good culture and people that understand soccer and Memphis and more importantly just great core values. And so that's number one. And then once we start building a staff here, you said it, to get in the community and interact. I think there's so many unique things that we can do and so many special partnerships that we can create here. There's all kinds of great nonprofits here. There's very you name it, from big businesses to small businesses. The soccer world here is great. Such a rich history of soccer in this town. Obviously, being from here, I know it, and so many great people. So it's just connecting with all these people, and we have such a great story to tell, and it's getting out there and telling that story and having it translate and people coming back here to see the team. It's
a reality that when you look at the television ratings for soccer, Memphis is always at the very top of the list. It doesn't matter if it's Men's World Cup, Women's World Cup, it doesn't matter. And, of course, you've got multiple pubs around here. You've got your Arsenal pub, you've got your Manchester, you got your Liverpool, you got all your different pubs around here. So there is a tremendous amount of enthusiasm. I know that we're in the middle of selling season tickets right now, and there have been some enhancements for the season ticket holder experience. What are some of the things that you're doing to make sure, because you want to have that season ticket base because they're really going to be your core supporters day in and day out?
Yeah, absolutely. We want to reward those fans. There's a lot of season ticket holders that have been with us since day one. There's some that, will be brand new this year. But, yeah, there's some things we're putting together that we're able to give them with from concession credit to exclusive team events to, a scarf they're going to be able to get this year, an exclusive scarf. So I think there's some cool stuff we're putting together for these fans. And you mentioned it. Yeah, we want to reward our customers and really do some things, some that have been done in the past and maybe some that haven't. But, that's what this year is about, is experimenting and trying out and making sure that the fan experience is a good one this year.
Is there anything that has leapt out at you like, whoa, I didn't see that coming, and I need to address that?
I think like I said, I learn something every day. I know there's no snow plows in Memphis.
We know that, yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about that coming from Omaha. Yeah, that's a weird one for me. I'm driving probably about 50 miles per hour on the street, thinking, how come no one's on the road? And so that was interesting, the city shutting down. But no, I think it's a great community. It's great to see all the changes from downtown here and in South Main and East Memphis and the suburbs of Collierville and Germantown, all these areas, Arlington, you name it, Mississippi. It's just been really cool to see the growth of the city. And I think, Pete, for me, I talk to people and listen to people, and it's, yeah, sure, there's some challenges that we have in Memphis. I've heard about some of the violence and some of the things that have happened the last 3 or 4 years and leadership in the city and just different things. But for me, it's because of some of these challenges that it's not unlike any other big city that they're having as well. But because of some of these, talking to Memphians here, it's brought people together, and it's saying, like we're Memphians and we're gonna fix this and we're gonna get it right. And I think having a professional soccer team here is it's a big piece of that. Of we can help with that, and I'm excited to use soccer as a vehicle to be able to promote great things in the community.
I've been talking with people who have played college soccer and now playing like pickup soccer at Mike Rose, and when they found out you were hired, they were like, okay, this is the guy. Jay Mims is the guy. We think he's really the guy. And one of the things that I got from supporters was anything that you can do to make the match an event. and really to make it feel like a little bit bigger, because obviously the product on the pitch is going to be really good this year.
Yeah, that's what we want too, P. I want to be able to. It is such a rich history of soccer here, and it like you mentioned, all those ratings that you see with World Cups and watching games and national teams are always up there. This city, and we have such a unique opportunity here with having a professional team. I would, died to have a professional outdoor team here when I was growing up, and for kids to have that right now, it's incredible. But yeah, we want to. When people think of sports here in Memphis, there's the Grizz and there's the Tigers, and we want to be in that category. We want people to talk about us all the time. We want to be on the radio. We want to be on TV, and we want to have that. We want to have, back in 19 when this club started, it was, had that, special feeling to it, and it had, I went to the very first game and it was sold out, and it was, I had goosebumps, and we want to be able to bring that back. Like I said, we've had some challenges with COVID and that hitting, but how can we get back to there, and what are things that we can do? And it starts with the community, and it starts with, like you mentioned, that rich soccer history that we have. It starts with all of these people that are involved to get them back out here.
Now we move over to the soccer side, and the signings this year have just been remarkable, and there are so many. There are almost too many to mention, but I'm looking at Marlon Santos and Nico Brett, on the attack. And Nico Brett, through the Southern Harm Derby, has done enough damage to this club that it's good to have him on our side. And then Zach Duncan, an Australian standout in the midfield that I know that Caleb and Glassy are very, very excited about. I know that you're focused on the business and selling tickets, but I know you're a coach and you're a soccer guy at heart. So when you look at the signings and you look at the roster, what excites you the most?
Yeah, well, I obviously was able to watch the Atlanta game, and I told Coach Glass and Caleb, congrats they worked so hard. And for me, I think the best thing, one of the best compliments you can have as a coach, when someone watches your team play and they walk away saying, man, that team works so hard. And I know it's preseason and it's early, but they were in control of that game. They really controlled it. I thought pressing-wise, they controlled it on the ball. I think the game was going in one direction for the first 50 or 60 minutes, but I just think that's it's a fantastic thing. And you mentioned some of the players they've signed, and I think Caleb's mentioned this before too. The coaching staff, we all want people that want to be here, that want to be in Memphis. And I think some fans will see maybe certain guys or players in the past that have left Memphis and gone somewhere else, but at the end of the day, we want people that want to be here. And that includes, front office, that includes players, coaches. We want people that want to be here and are bought into this community, and they're proud of Memphis and the history, and that's what the coaches have built that. And I think it's early on, but you've seen that of how they're going to play. And yeah, you've mentioned we've many talented guys, and I'm excited as preseason continues and as we start approaching here the first regular season game, March 9th, home opener.
I think that's one of the stories that we really want to get out there, is the fact that this club has been so good at – it's one thing, you can't just sign players because you give them more money. There are other things going on, and this club has done such a good job of making Memphis being a welcoming club that players want to come here. And we got more guys coming from Birmingham now, than we ever did before. And I think that's a story that needs to be told, because this club has done such a good job in that way.
Yeah, I think some people I think the grass isn't always green on the other side, right? And I think you've seen that with even some players leaving here and coming back here. But it is, I know it's a baseball park, but I've been to a lot of baseball stadiums where there's soccer being played, and I think this is one of the best ones as far as from a fan's point of view. You're not, you're on the action, you're right on top of it. It's right downtown, right in the smack, middle of downtown. So I think there are a lot of great things that are going on, and players are starting to realize that as they come here. And the team, most importantly, players want to play for a competitive team, and they finished I think in the playoffs last year, had a home playoff game, and like you said, the trajectory is they're even better this year. So I think it's players talk, and they're competitive, and I think it shows you with the level of talent and the players that are coming here. It shows you that there's something special being built here. I'm
always interested in origin stories. So you grew up in Memphis, you played soccer. Tell us a little bit about who Jay Mims is soccer-wise, from Memphis through Omaha and Creighton and Penn State, and then now back to Memphis?
Oh, geez. I guess depends who you ask, which teammate you ask of mine. No, I mean, I was telling this someone the other day, Pete, that it's funny. You look back on, your just history and life, and almost, 95% of my friends, my colleagues, whether it's, family, everything, everyone that is close in your life, I owe soccer to that. And it's just amazing that, a sport like that can bring, so many people together. And so I owe soccer so much. And for me, yeah, I was never the best player. I was okay. And I was competitive and scrappy and worked hard. And, I wasn't the biggest guy, so I had to learn on my kind of soccer IQ and, my kind of competitiveness to get by. And then one of those late bloomers where I grew a lot when I was a kind of senior in high school and freshman and sophomore in college. I was still growing and putting on weight. So, but then, yeah, the next best thing besides being a professional soccer player is coaching. And so I did that for, a long time after I was done playing. And now this new challenge came up to, how can, to come back to your hometown and be able to, build a team up. And, pre-COVID, they did so well. How can we get them back to, business-wise and financially where we were? And for me to get back in here and really connect with all the soccer people that I've known for, 25 years, it's been amazing. And because we need their help, we need their support, we need them to come out. And I've talked to so many people that said, "Oh yeah, I was at the first game, or I was there the first couple of years," but it's like, okay, well,
we need to get you back.
Yeah, we need you now. And because it is like back then, ironically, the team wasn't great. And now, the team is really good, and so yeah, we need people to come out and see, what it's like, and that's our job to how can we get these people back and keep them coming back, and but that's it's a big challenge, but I'm excited for it for this 24 season.
It's interesting. The crowds were big because it was new, it was unique. But as the team got better, and then COVID, then people didn't come back, and so they were more drawn by the novelty of having a USL Championship club here, rather than the quality of the team. And if you can tell them on the quality of the team and the quality of the experience, hopefully we can fill this park and have an amazing season. I believe that as you go through life, you learn something every station in your life. Is there anything that you learned in coaching soccer that you now find that you are putting to use on the business side of soccer?
Yeah, I mean, I think as a coach, you're obviously you're a manager, and at this level, you're having to manage young professionals. You're managing guys that are 16, 17 years old up until 35, and some people are married and have kids, some people are single, some people come from Africa, Brazil, Argentina, Mexico, some people come from Memphis, Texas, California, you name it. It's such a obviously diverse sport, and we're fortunate to be involved in that. And as a coach, you want to have a great culture. You want players to want to play for you. You want to have players that work hard and having fun. And so I don't think it's any different on the business side. And when like I said, we're trying to hire people here to get here, and we want to have the same thing. We want to have hardworking people. We want to have a diverse staff. We want to have people that they want to come to work every day, and then they're great in the community, and it's a fun culture. And I think it's very similar. It all comes back to kind of recruiting and scouting, and on this side as well, and what kind of people come in here. So I'm excited to be able to hire some people and get some great people here for 901.
Jay, thanks so much for the time. It's great to have you as part of the club. I know that the club is on an upward trajectory on the pitch, and it's going to be on an upward trajectory on the business side because of all the hard work that you're putting in. So glad to have you with the club, and looking forward to a great season.
Thank you, and I appreciate all that you're doing. And yeah, we'll see everybody out the home opener on Saturday, March 9th.
After just a couple of conversations with Jay, I can tell you without a doubt he, quote-unquote, gets it here in Memphis as it pertains to soccer. And as I have said and others have told me, they think it's a home run hire to have Jay Mims as the Chief Operating Officer for Memphis 901 FC. A couple of notes for you. 901 FC, 1-1 draw against Atlanta United. Great job by Memphis 901 FC in that match to play level with an MLS quality club. Another thing, too, Memphis 901 FC starting a new series that you can find on their website and on YouTube. It's called Pitch to Plate. And there is a new one up with head coach Stephen Glass talking about his thoughts and preview of the season. And one of the things that he touches on, and it's one of the important stories that needs to be told, is that 901 FC has done a remarkable job of recruiting players to come to Memphis. Quality USL players are in demand, and multiple clubs are desirous of their services. But what has happened, and what we've seen over the past couple of years, is that 901 FC has done an exemplary job of talking to players that they have targeted and would like to play for Memphis, and they have been successful in recruiting them to Memphis. This is a club of players that really and truly wants to be here. They want to be invested in the community, and I think that is hugely important for the club and for its success here in Memphis. There have been some new ads. Let's walk you through the roster first of all. Goalkeeper Aaron Seeger is a holdover from last year. Tyler Derrick, formerly of Rio Grande Valley, is a newly signed keeper, as is Taylor Bailey out of Oakland, playing with Oakland Roots. For our defenders, Carson Vomsteeg returns along with Lucas Turchi and Akeem Ward. And then you add Abdoulaye Sissoko and Oscar Jimenez from Louisville City. You bring somebody in Jimenez to the club that has high-level and championship experience. That is a great get for 901 FC. In the midfield, Bruno Lapa returns, Leston Paul returns, Emerson Heineman returns, along with Samuel Cariaga and Luis Fernando. And you add Zachary Duncan. And the club is over the moon over the signing of Zachary Duncan in the midfield. And I'm really eager to see him on the pitch and see what he is able to do. Forwards, how about this? The Southern Harm Derby. Last year, 901 FC got Bruno Lapa to come over from Birmingham, and now Nico Brett and Marlon Santos are coming from Birmingham Legion to Memphis to bolster the attack. And I think that's going to be a fantastic duo up top for 901 FC. Naita Pickering, Dylan Borzak, they return as forwards as well. But again, you're looking at an elevation of the talent level of the club. And, part of that is, look, when Tim Howard calls your agent, the agent's going to take the call because he's Tim Howard. And I think the influence of Tim Howard and the way that 901 FC has marketed itself to players as a place, this is where you want to play. It's been very, very appealing for these young men, and they want to play in Memphis. Memphis is not their second choice. It's not their third choice. It is absolutely their first choice. And I think that is hugely important and a great story that we need to remind ourselves of all the time. Again, just a reminder, March 9th, 3 p.m., Las Vegas Lights at AutoZone Park. If you haven't gotten your season tickets, you can get them. Go to memphis901fc.com/2024-season-tickets, or you can call the ticket office at 901-721-6000. And again, we'll be back a little bit later on with more. We got Stephen Glass and Caleb Patterson-Sewell will join us on the next episode of the official Memphis 901 FC podcast. Hope you enjoyed it. Please rate it, review it, and the more you do, the better it is for the club. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll be talking to you again.